All right, welcome back to BrycethePrince Gaming. 2 weeks in a row with videos. You know, as long as I, edit these games at the right time. I just wanted to try to make sure I was getting back into this. And this is a game I got recently as part of a Black Friday deal. It's actually the Stanley Parable, the Deluxe Edition. I think it's actually Ultra Deluxe Edition. I can't remember. But anyways, it's a fun game. I played the Stanley Parable in the past. I never really did a video for it, but as you can see, I've been playing this game and it's gotten me to a point where it calls it the Stanley Parable 2. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you guys some shenanigans and just have a little bit of fun with this. So let's hop right in. All right, so funny thing, forgot to resume my recording. So this is just gonna be kind of, what's already happened is I already went through with the bucket and decided not to give it up.
He had simply missed the memo.
Even though he wanted me to destroy it. In fact, let's see if we can recreate that.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Let's see if I can recreate it, or let's see what happens if we go that way again.
Telling him that the employee
but the bucket is everything, guys. If you've missed any of the lore, the bucket is everything, and I'm sure you've missed plenty.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Let's see.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured
Let's
through
go
the
in
meeting
here.
section and walked straight
I'm not
ahead
gonna
to the
follow
opposite
you,
door.
narrator. I will never do what you want me to do. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Alright, so a lot of this would make more sense if you'd seen the playthrough from the beginning. Maybe for another part.
Together here because we care about
I don't know exactly what some of this other stuff is from. But
you're carrying around
this line was from a previous game,
from the
past
Parable.
game.
It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
He's trying to get me to get rid of the bucket, guys.
But you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes,
the truck's driving away.
That's what the fan...
Yeah, let's follow the line.
Who knows where it'll go off to
line.
next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also,
No.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was
Oh,
back then.
man.
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce
No.
a brand new character.
No.
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the
I
rich
got nowhere
lore
to
of
go.
the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with
But-
so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
But I want to keep the bucket.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need
This
me to
is my
spell it out
bucket.
for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
So if you're confused at all, there's multiple endings to this game. And
Now
it's
listen
just
to
a
me.
ton of fun.
It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I
It's
don't know
random,
what
though.
the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see,
Not
if
giving
you were
it
to
up.
really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game
Never.
can you even say that about? The Broom
Never.
Closet? Certainly not.
I'll
wonder
jump
what
off
sort of
if I
Bucket
have to.
Destroyer merchandise
Except
the
I can't
fans
really
will be
jump.
clamoring for after this.
I can't jump.
Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you
wanna
crush
get out of
that
here.
damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and
I honestly think I would love to do this on a stream and do like a vote and see what people would want, but although that would also require an audience of the right size, so.
The bucket destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential.
Created
We were
some
going to
kind
do
of,
such marvelous things with you. Tell
purgatory.
such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I'm glad we didn't destroy the bucket, because the bucket is everything. Don't let anyone lie to you. The bucket is everything. All right. Let's keep going.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. A good bucket. A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket.
He's changing whatever he says about the bucket.
And distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's see, where do we go? Let's see. I'm gonna go up to the boss's office.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
All right. But I'm not going to go all the way to... So there's a room with a bunch of cameras. I'm not going to go all the way there. I'm gonna take a different path to try to see what we can get.
To discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
All right, sorry, my wife called, and so I had to pause the recording really quick, but let's hop back in.
Did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos? It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Oh.
Nor in his bliss
You mean the
of
one that I
simply
already
being
pressed some
near the
numbers in?
bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845. Let's see. So yeah, the randomness of these encounters. I mean, it's obviously
the correct code by
a story,
was it the bucket all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
It's a story that kind of you choose different paths, and your different choices can make different things. You can do really random stuff, but for now I'm just kind of following him to a T. But I'm about to change tack.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting
He thinks
towards
he's
an
happy.
unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest
It's the best
moment
bucket
of
ever.
uncertainty, he would
You're
be
darn right. It's the best bucket
the bucket
ever.
is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Ooh, sparks. That would hurt.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through
Should I
the
go to
large
mine?
door that read,
Oh no, escape!
Mind
Somebody's
Control
helping.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written
Escape!
on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I don't want to avoid the violent
At
death.
this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward
do this.
into a very painful death for each of them.
Let's see, where do I go? Did I die? Survived. Ooh, and I'm being taken on a ride.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
Ooh,
as
a new
Stanley and the
narrator.
bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh, do I trust the new narrator? Is she any better than the past one?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. Oh, man.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far
lifted
more
to heaven.
noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Oh, man. This museum's different with the bucket. It's different. Can I have the bucket? I want this bucket. Inferno bucket. Apparently, oh, is it the War of the Bucket? Uh-oh.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Will the bucket save me? Oh. Am I on like a glass? Ah, I took the bucket. Now what? Now
But
what?
there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
No.
We can save the world's
bucket and I
buckets
must
from their
survive.
treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander
No.
of a new world, a new vision.
Uh-oh. I died. I died. Is that it? Oh, nope, loading. Okay, I was wondering if it was like, don't reset the game, just leave it in black forever. Okay, but I'm back. I didn't know I could come back. Know that Stanley's immortal.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Yes,
mean?
what could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The embrace of an old friend.
Alright,
A
let's go
weathered
different.
companionship that
Let's
stands the
ignore
test of
him.
time. Stanley
It's
clutched
probably
the
the
bucket
last
tightly to his
path I
chest.
take
This
and
was
we'll
not the correct way to
revisit
the
this
meeting
game
room.
again next week. I think it'd be a
Stanley
lot
had
of
felt the
fun to
bucket
keep going
calling to
over
him,
this game.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I left.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the
No.
meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride
Wait.
the lift all the way to the
Looks like
top.
there's a path
There's
over
something
there.
up there I need you to do.
Stanley did
How do I
not
get to that
question
path
why
over
or
there?
how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have
I
alarmed
want
him,
that
of
path
course,
over
because
there.
buckets
There's a
can't talk.
figurine.
But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
How do I get there?
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had
think I
spoken
know.
to him, and he
We
unthinkingly
might try to
did
get that
whatever the
right before we
bucket asked.
finish. But let's see where this takes us.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly. Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke?
No,
it's funny,
the
Stanley.
bucket
a talking
is
bucket.
commanding you.
Can't you see?
I deny you,
goodness.
narrator.
I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look. What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work?
I don't
How
have
long
comedic
should
timing.
it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more
That
than
is very
76 degrees
specific.
Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight
Any way you
upward
could skip this?
at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for
I think I'm
good
gonna fast
comedic
forward you
timing.
guys to the
To begin
next
the
part.
joke,
I'm done with the fight.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
All right, I'll do this last little part and then, yeah. See how this goes.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery.
Maybe
Your
I'll
mere
do-
stitches. A talking
Oh, no, the
bucket,
bobblehead's
you'll
not
say.
over
How
there.
ridiculous. How absurd.
Bobblehead
what a
left.
hilarious concept. The king
took
of
the bobblehead
comedy.
away from me.
That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be
Who
the king
knows?
of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
I don't know. Whenever I try to tell jokes on the fly, that's when things go all sorts of wrong. All right. Let's go back. Let's see what's gonna happen here. I vaguely remember when I used to play this game back in the day that something would happen here, like something very strange.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault,
okay.
Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other
Oh,
joke
no.
writers. I'm
I
going
can't
to be
even go down the
shamed at
stairs.
every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Uh-oh. I broke him.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Fine, I'll go on the right. You whiny narrator. Oh. I'm gonna die.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
Because you're
there was
whining.
supposed to be a build-up
The game
to
is
this
tired of your
point,
whining.
A dramatic display of remarkable
I don't
comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two laws room.
Yeah,
What
you
an egregious
forgetful
mistake.
narrator.
I've made a fool of myself.
How did
I
you
don't
not
deserve the
know
title
that the
of
phone
king
room
of
came
comedy.
after
I'm
the
not
door
the-
room?
I'm not
Duh.
even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that
No, not
instructional
again.
video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Oh, I get the joke. Comedic
You love the
accuracy.
bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other
Whoa.
most prized possessions pale in
I'm up
comparison.
above.
Yes.
Anyways, I think we're gonna stop that here. All right, guys. Well, that was it's an interesting game. It has so much depth to it. It's so hard to get these done in short videos. But you know, keep checking out these videos. Hopefully, I can get more of these done, and we'll see where we can go from here.